So first of all, please excuse the eye. I was doing some sparring yesterday and I got clipped with an elbow. Once I dodged the punch, the elbow came, clipped me. Complete accident, but you know, these things happen when you train a bunch of martial arts. So yeah, enjoy. What I wanted to talk about was the fact that Christmas is coming up. And you know, regardless of how you feel about the holiday itself, this time of year brings up a lot of issues for a lot of people. It's time of year that has an increase in self-harm and suicide, mainly because of the seemingly forced pressure to see family. And for some people, they'll be able to connect and love and have only positive relationships with their families. But for a lot of you out there, I know from the messages I get, family is a struggle, it's a mess, it's a complicated history, there's a lot going on. I can certainly relate to that, those who know my story. I wanted to just share this with you for a couple of reasons. The first one is, no matter what you decide to do this year, number one, don't spend a bunch of money and try and sort of buy people's affection and love and that sort of stuff. There's no point getting into debt for people, okay? Because the financial stress is just one part of this. But number two, should you go and see your family? Should you go and put yourself back in these situations? You know, there's this feeling of obligation to just do what's done. It's the holiday season, it's the Christmas, we should all go see our families. Well, maybe you should. But also you should really consider, well, what will this do to my mental state? What will I have to endure and survive to be able to just turn up for the sake of appearances? For me, I always try and guard my mental state at all costs. That means I make decisions based on what feels right for me, for my mental state, both in the moment and moving forward. So now it becomes a decision, well, how am I feeling about it now? How am I feeling about it later? And what balance do I want to maintain? And obviously, if you've got other family members that your decision will impact, you've got to associate with that. But there's no one right answer. If you are, you know, if there's someone at your family gatherings that has assaulted you and seeing that person triggers you, don't go. You know, if the stress of it will cause you days and days of recovery to just sort of process and decompress, maybe you should consider not going. Does that sort of make sense? I really want to develop an online community here where we're all talking and sharing and connecting with our stories of, you know, the good and the bad. And, you know, if you can relate to these sort of things and you're sort of debating or fretting or worrying about Christmas, write about it, talk about it. Another thing that I see happening is on the other side of things, people that have lost loved ones, have lost family members, or are feeling quite alone and don't have people to see over Christmas. That's another thing that can cause, obviously, duress and mental health concerns, because you know Christmas is supposed to be this time of connection and love and family and all that sort of stuff. And if you feel alone, or if you struggle to make connections, or you've lost people and that sort of stuff, this can be a terrible time. And you're just, you know, seeing this sort of societal connection that's supposed to happen, and you just don't feel it yourself. I don't know, like, I appreciate the message that the festive season is supposed to bring, but in practice, the reality for a lot of people is that it's just not that enjoyable. It's not that fun. It literally causes stress. It literally causes more problems than what it's worth. So, like I said, I'm here for you, I'm listening, and there's a bunch of us in the different communities that we're talking about in the different social medias and the How to Get Shit Together group and all that sort of stuff. So wherever you're seeing this, if you can relate, please comment below, connect with me, connect with the other people commenting, and yeah, let's try and make this Christmas enjoyable, or at least bearable, yeah?